On October the 4th last year, Colin Tyler, a teacher at Greenacres Comprehensive School, was arrested and charged with indecent assault on a boy under the age of 16. It is alleged that on August the 25th, he invited one of his pupils to his flat, where the offence is alleged to have occurred. Colin Tyler has elected to conduct his own defence.
As you have heard, the accused has been charged with and pleaded not guilty to the offence of indecently assaulting a 15-year-old boy whom we shall refer to as Kay. The accused is a schoolmaster. Now, Kay went to that school where the accused taught in September 1974. The accused at once laid siege to the boy. Evidence will be brought to show that the accused cultivated a friendship with the boy, both in and out of school. On August the 25th of last year, a bank holiday, the accused took Kay to the fair and later invited him back to his flat where the assault took place. Detective Inspector McGovern, will you tell the court whether you visited the home of the accused at 28 The Grove on September the 13th?
Yes, sir, I did.
And was he at home?
He was not at home. I left a card requesting him to contact the Fulchester CID.
And did he do so?
No, sir, not on that occasion.
So what did you do as a result of this failure to appear?
I paid a return visit on October the 3rd. Again, he was not at home. I left another card requesting a visit immediately.
And what happened then?
The accused came around to the police station the following evening, where I interviewed him.
Will you tell the court what happened in the course of that interview?
Yes, sir. I said to him, "Do you know the boy Kay?" He said, "No." I said, "According to my information, Kay is a boy attending Greenacres Comprehensive School." He said, "Oh, that Kay." I said, "Do you know him?" He said, "Oh, yes." I then asked him if Kay had been the boy who had accompanied him to the fair on August the 25th. He said, "I don't keep a diary. I can't remember." "Is it not true," I asked him, "that Kay visited your flat on that same evening?" He said, "He called in briefly." I said, "Are you aware that Kay alleges that you indecently assaulted him in that flat?" He said, "That's impossible." Later, he said, "Certain improprieties may have occurred, but no indecency took place."
What happened as a result of this interview?
I cautioned him and then arrested him on a charge of indecently assaulting a minor. He then made a written statement.
Will you read that statement to the court? That's Exhibit 1, my lord.
Sir.
Yeah.
I have known Kay since he came to Greenacres School. Knowing him to be without a father, I took a special interest in his progress, both academic and social. I could not help observing that the boy became very attached to me. We met occasionally outside of school hours, but almost always on the school premises. He called at my flat on 2 occasions before August the 25th, but had not been invited in. On August the 25th, he asked me to take him to the fair. He seemed very depressed and was very insistent that he should be allowed to come back to the flat with me. He appeared to become more depressed. I put my arm around him. Later in the evenings, his spirits rose perceptibly and a friendly fight occurred. He left at 9:30. At no time did anything happen that could possibly be construed as indecent.
Thank you, Detective Inspector McGovern.
Well, now, Mr. Tyler?
Now, Detective Inspector McGovern, you say that you called at 28 The Grove as a result of information received. Would you tell the court what that information was, please, and how it was received?
It was brought to the attention of the police that a criminal and improper relationship was being conducted between you and the boy Kay.
Now, did the information come in the form of an anonymous letter?
In the first instance, yes.
Now, Detective Inspector McGovern, would you say that you received many anonymous letters?
Quite a few.
How many each year, on average?
That's an impossible question. I don't know.
Well, does it run into hundreds or merely a dozen or so?
I am not in charge of statistics.
Do you know?
Not exactly, no.
These anonymous letters that you do receive, what percentage of them would you say contains information which tends to be accurate?
I don't know.
In general terms, would you say that the information received in anonymous letters tends to be reliable or unreliable?
It varies.
Is it quite often inaccurate?
Yes, it is.
And yet on this occasion, you chose to act upon the information.
Oh, yes. We investigate all such letters, however malicious and frivolous.
Now, when you called at my home on September the 13th and found no one there, what did you do with your card?
I put it through the letterbox.
Did it contain any indication of the matter concerned?
No.
Would it be possible for the recipient to believe that it was merely a routine school matter?
Yes.
So, would you say that my lack of urgency in contacting the police showed a disregard for the matter?
No.
No. Now, will you tell the court what happened, please, on the evening of October the 4th?
I've already given that information.
Not all of it. Wouldn't you agree that your report of the initial interview with me omitted a substantial part of the conversation between us?
In the interests of brevity, I confine myself to the relevant portions.
For example, were your first words to me, "We know all about you and your backdoor activities. We've talked to your little Nancy boy, Kay"?
They might well have been.
I think you must answer that question directly.
Well, I can't remember my exact words, my lord, but that was the substance of my remarks.
Now, do you think it is possible that somebody innocent, a school teacher, for example, suddenly confronted by such an allegation, might suddenly become confused and frightened?
No, not if they were innocent.
You think innocence and guilt are two well-defined opposites, do you? Isn't it possible that we all contain so much guilt inside us it is possible for authority to frighten us into false admissions?
Yeah, now, that question is not for a police officer. You must, with this witness, confine yourself to asking questions about the facts.
Now, how long did that first interview between us last?
4.5 hours.
And did you say, "Come on, own up, it makes it all the easier for you"?
Yes, I did.
Did you also say, "Let's face it, you invited the boy back to your flat at night, you wouldn't stand a snowball in hell's chance of convincing anybody it wasn't for sex"?
They were not my words.
Then what were your words?
I can't remember
But
precisely.
does that carry the gist of them?
More or less.
More or less?
Yes.
Now, what were the improprieties that you say I admitted?
Well, you said I put my arms round the boy. We wrestled for a bit on the bed.
Did you also insist many times in your questioning that I had fondled the boy's private parts and it would be better for me if I admitted it?
Certainly not. You must know that the rules of our procedure forbid us to use threatening or abusive behaviour or to hold out any inducements.
In practice, it is very often different.
Oh, yeah, your views on what might or might not happen to persons being questioned are not relevant. Now, look, we are all here to help you present your case. But this court is not a platform for your opinions. You have elected to conduct your own defence. You must abide by the rules of the court.
I have no further questions, my lord.
You are Malcolm Vincent Harmon, and you live at 37 Ivy Road, Battersea.
Yes, sir.
Do you know the accused?
I've known him for some years.
Do you also know the boy, Kay?
Yes, he was a frequent customer of the record shop, of which I was the manager.
Did he ever seek your advice?
Very often. He would come into the shop and would have talked for hours if I hadn't been so busy. He seemed a boy in need of mature guidance, which I endeavoured to supply in my own limited way.
When was the last time you saw him?
He came to the discotheque above the record shop, which I used to run, on the evening of August the 25th.
What time is that?
About 10 o'clock.
And will you tell the court how he appeared to you?
He was very upset, shaking, trembling.
And did you ask him why he was in such a state?
I did.
What did he say?
He said he'd been upset by a visit to Colin Tyler's flat. He gave me to understand that he had been assaulted.
Now, do you mean you thought he'd been hit?
No. The assault was of a sexual nature.
So what did you say to him?
I advised him to go straight to his mother and tell her what had happened.
And did you take any action yourself?
Oh, no.
Why not?
I didn't think it was my place to do so.
Thank you, Mr. Harmon.
Mr. Harmon, how well would you say that you know me?
Well enough.
Oh, don't be evasive, Mr. Harmon. Answer the question.
I've known you very well.
Would you tell the court something of the circumstances in which we first met?
I believe it was a pub.
Do you remember the name of the pub?
I think it was called the Greyhound.
It's rather a special kind of pub, isn't it?
I suppose so, in a way.
Isn't it a place where gay people go to meet each other?
Gay? What's gay about them? Does the word gay connote their demeanour, or is it supposed to tell us something more than is apparent in the term itself?
Yes, my lord. It means homosexual.
Well, then why not say what you mean?
Are you homosexual, Mr. Harmon?
Yes and no.
Well, how can that be?
I'm bisexual.
Mr. Tyler, I fail to see the relevance of these questions. Unless you make it plain very soon, I shall ask you to desist from them.
What happened after we first met in the Greyhound?
I regret to say we started a relationship.
A sexual relationship?
At first, yes.
And consequently, on Christmas 1973, did you move in with me at 28 The Grove?
Yes.
Were you married at the time?
Yes. I was happily married until then.
And did your wife have any knowledge of your bisexuality?
No.
Mr. Tyler, what has this to do with the case we have to try?
My lord, Mrs. Harmon is to be called as witness for the prosecution. I wish to establish her attitude towards me.
Oh, yes, I see. Well. Now then, Mr. Harmon, did your wife know of your relationship with Mr. Tyler?
Not at the beginning. Colin persuaded me not to tell her.
Yeah, but when you left home, did she know that you were going to live with Tyler?
No.
Well, why did you not tell her?
Colin and I agreed, because of his position as a teacher, it would be best if I just told my wife our marriage had come to an end.
Well, so when she found out, she was very bitter towards you?
I think she realized he had a sort of power over me. If I hadn't met him, I'd be a happily married man. I think the homosexual side of me would have resisted temptation, but for him.
So she blamed him?
Yes.
I see. Yeah. Yes, Mr. Tyler.
Now, Mr. Harmon, had you ever been to the Greyhound before you first met me there on the 6th of February 1972?
Yes.
Many times?
Rather infrequently.
And had you met other people there before you met me?
Of course.
Had you been to the Greyhound with the intention of meeting people for homosexual purposes?
Yes.
And yet you have said, have you not, that your marriage was a happy one?
Yes. It was stable.
Stable? Is that the same thing?
I'd achieved something at a great cost.
Yes. Have you ever written anonymous letters?
Certainly not.
Have you ever written to the police at Fulchester?
No.
Do you know that what was contained in the anonymous letter, apart from a very grave allegation, was a wealth of detail about me that could have been known only to somebody who had lived with me?
No.
When did you post the letter?
I didn't.
Did you deliver it by hand?
No.
Do you know Kevin Anderson?
Oh,
Yes.
dear, yes, Mr. I know it's difficult, Mr. Tyler, to remember not to mention the boy's full name, but since you now have mentioned it, there's no point in trying to conceal it any longer. The press, however, will take note that I have directed that the name is not to be published outside this court. Yes, Mr. Tyler?
How long have you known Kevin?
About 2 years.
Now, will you tell the court, please, precisely where you met him?
I can't remember.
Well, please try. It's very important.
I didn't meet him. I knew him. He was known around the town.
Where did you first speak to him, then?
In the record shop where I used to work.
And how old was he then?
About 14.
Did you know him before I did?
I don't know.
Did you?
Yes.
Did you ever have a sexual relationship with him? Well, what was the nature of your relationship with him?
I felt sorry for him. He was always around town. He spent hours in the shop.
Did you ever want a sexual relationship with him?
No. I never considered such a thing. I respect children.
Then what kind of relationship did you have with him?
He talked to me. He confided in me. He never had a father. He used to ask my advice about music.
You helped to cultivate his musical taste?
Yes. I considered it part of my job.
Now, where else did you meet Kevin?
We used to meet for coffee at the Wimpy Bar. I realized from our conversations that the boy had problems and didn't know what to do about them. Sometimes he used to go to a place where no child should go. Amusement arcades, motorway cafes, even pubs.
Now, when was the first time that Kevin came to 28 The Grove?
I can't remember the date.
But you do remember the circumstances?
Yes.
Then would you tell the court, please?
Yes. I'd arranged to see him at the Wimpy Bar after I finished work. It was a Friday evening, the November before last. The meeting had been arranged at your request. You wanted me to put an end to my friendship with Kevin. He'd been transferred to the school where you taught, Greenacres Comprehensive, in the September, and had been placed in your class. You asked me to stop seeing him because you thought it could be embarrassing for you at school if he discovered that we lived together. I thought it was unreasonable, but I gave in reluctantly. I thought I had no right to give any cause for gossip because of your job. I met him on that evening to tell him that it would not be possible for us to continue to meet, except at the record shop, where I told him I would always be pleased to have a chat and help him with his choice of music. We were sitting in the Wimpy Bar. It was a wet and unpleasant night. The windows were all steamed up, and Kevin wiped the mist away from the windows with his sleeve. And we saw you, standing in a doorway opposite, sheltering from the rain and watching us. Kevin went out and asked you what you were doing. And you came in and suggested it might be better if we went round to the flat and discussed things in a more comfortable setting. And that is what we did. That was the first time I ever saw him at 28 The Grove. I did what you had wanted. What I didn't know was that you were forcing me to break my friendship with Kevin so that you could develop a very different sort of relationship.
Oh, now, Mr. Harmon, that is not for you to speculate upon. That is a matter for the jury to decide.
So you have good cause to bear me a grudge?
Not really, no.
Can I suggest to you that you were very angry when you knew that Kevin preferred my friendship and confidency to yours? That you became very jealous? You had no evidence to prove that my relationship was any different from your relationship with him, but when you saw him there, vulnerable and depressed, on the evening of August the 25th, you saw what you thought was an excellent opportunity for revenge. You deliberately and maliciously twisted what the boy told you, and then you unburdened your fevered imaginings in an anonymous letter to the police.
That is monstrous. It is quite untrue.
Thank you, Mr. Harmon.
Yes, my lord, I should like to re-examine this witness. Mr. Harmon, when did you cease living with the accused?
In July last year.
And so then you left the flat in the Grove?
Yes.
Was that because of the accused's attentions to Kevin Anderson?
No.
Then why did you leave?
I thought Colin was living a very risky life. He started taking up with young boys, and I thought that was wrong.
What do you mean by taking up with?
He invited them to the flat sometimes.
For what purpose?
Well, only to listen to records and drink coffee. But one thing can lead to another. I asked him, I begged him to think of his position, but he seemed recklessly engaged in a certain way of life and deaf to reason, or so it seemed to me.
Was Kevin Anderson among those who came to the flat?
Yes, only he...
Yes?
Only he came alone. Usually no one else was there when Kevin was there. I was made to feel particularly unwelcome at such times. I felt it would be best if I didn't come home too early. So I stayed on at the shop till quite late.
Why were you made to feel unwelcome?
Well, I don't know. I can only guess. I
Your
suppose.
conjecture is irrelevant.
I'm sorry, my lord.
All right.
Where are you living now?
I live in London. I wanted to get away from all this unpleasantness and start afresh.
What would you say has been the effect of your relationship with Mr. Tyler?
Disastrous. It's ruined me. It's ruined my life. And I'm a grown man. I was nearly 30 when I met him. God help any poor kids who fall into his clutches and can't resist him. I mean, it's disgusting. It's legal for adults, only with children.
Yes, yes.
He's evil. He ought to be locked away.
Mrs. Harmon, how long have you known the accused?
About 3 years.
Now, did you go to the flat at 28 The Grove on August the 25th, Bank Holiday Monday?
Yes.
Will you tell the court why you went there?
It was holiday Monday. I hadn't heard from my husband for about 2 months. I was depressed. I wanted to see Malcolm. I went around to the flat in the Grove and Mr. Tyler opened the door. I said I wanted to see my husband, but I was informed he'd left the flat a month earlier, that he didn't live there anymore. That was the first I'd heard of it.
Did you go inside the flat?
No, I wasn't invited to go inside the flat.
Did you see anyone else on that occasion?
Yes.
Whom did you see?
I saw Kevin Anderson.
Now, how did you know it was Kevin?
I'd seen him in the record shop a few times talking to my husband.
What was Kevin doing?
The boy was lying on a bed. He was half naked as far as I could see.
Will you tell the court precisely what you could see?
He'd got no shirt on, and his shoes were lying beside the bed.
And you could see all this from the door?
Oh, yes, the door opened straight off the landing.
What did you say to Colin Tyler?
I asked for my husband's address.
Did he give it to you?
Yes, he went to look it up.
While he was looking it up, what did you do?
I stood in the doorway.
Did you speak to Kevin?
Yes.
And what did you say?
I said, does your mother know who you're mixing with? He didn't answer. I said, I should think you'd want to get some clothes on. It's not that hot. Then Mr. Tyler came back with the address. He shoved it in my hand and closed the door in my face. He never spoke again.
Thank you, Mrs. Harmon.
Now, Mrs. Harmon, what was your reaction when you learned of my relationship with your husband?
I couldn't believe it.
Did you know that your husband had homosexual tendencies?
No. No, and I don't believe he has. He's been corrupted by you and your evil ideas.
Yes, I understand your feelings, Mrs. Harmon, but you must confine yourself to answering the questions.
When you learnt of your husband's relationship with me, did you come repeatedly to 28 The Grove and beg me to give him up, to give him back to you?
I came a few times. Any wife would.
And did you accuse me of having power over him?
Yes. Yes, you did, and you used it. Else you'd never have moved in with you. You wanted to destroy my marriage to fit in with some strange ideas of your own about abolishing the family and breaking down society. You're sick.
So you have good cause to dislike me?
I should think I've got cause to loathe you.
Do you loathe me sufficiently to tell lies about me?
There's no need to tell lies. The truth is damning enough.
When you called at 28 The Grove on the evening of August the 25th, did you see anything improper happening?
I saw a boy with next to nothing on the bed.
Do you know that you can't see the bed from the doorway, Mrs. Harmon?
I must have just stepped inside the doorway when you went to get the address.
Oh, I see. Why did you say you could see the bed from the doorway?
I thought I could.
I see. But when you spoke to Kevin, he was on the bed?
Yes, definitely.
Then you must have stepped at some time into the room, because there is no way that you can see the bed unless you step inside the room. Did you step inside the room?
No.
Then how could you be speaking to Kevin if he was on the bed?
He must have just jumped off.
And what do people look like who have just jumped off beds, Mrs. Harmon? I mean, what are their salient characteristics?
He was dishevelled. He'd got no shirt on.
Did he look upset?
No, he was laughing.
So did you perhaps embroider what you saw because of your dislike of me?
No, certainly not. I only wondered what you were doing alone in a flat with a boy of that age.
And how did you know that I was alone with him if you didn't come inside the flat?
I didn't. I guessed.
In the same way that you guessed that I had set out to undermine your marriage.
I didn't guess. I know you did.
And why should I want to do that?
You wanted to prove you were stronger than I was. And once you got him, you threw him over and tried to do the same to a poor child.
I think I understand your bitterness, Mrs. Harmon, but that doesn't give you the right to offer judgments. That is a prerogative that lies solely with the court. Yeah?
Thank you, Mrs. Harmon.
Thank you. You may leave the witness box, Mrs. Harmon.
The cases in Fulchester Crown Court are fictional, but the jury is made up of members of the public. Join us tomorrow for the second part of this case. Colin Tyler, a teacher at Greenacres Comprehensive School, has elected to conduct his own defence against the charge of indecent assault upon one of his pupils on August the 25th last year. The boy, Kevin Anderson, is now 16, and his mother, Mrs. Rita Anderson, is the next witness for the prosecution.
Mrs. Anderson, what happened on the night of August the 25th? Bank holiday Monday.
Kevin came home early.
What time was that?
Before midnight.
How was he when he came in?
He were upset. I could tell something terrible had happened because he walked round and round and talked a lot.
Did you ask him what was troubling him?
Oh, yeah, I always do. I said, Kevin, is there something you want to tell your mum? Then it all came out.
Can you tell the court what Kevin said?
He said he'd been round to his teachers and he were really upset because this man had mucked him about.
Can you remember his exact words?
I'll never forget them to me dying day. He said, he's been trying it on with me. I don't want nothing to do with it. What does he think I am, a cream puff? And then he cried. So then I did know something was wrong.
What was your reaction to the state he was in?
Well, I've never seen him so upset. I was going to go round and see him, this teacher, and I had my coat on, only it was a bit late, and I didn't want to leave Kevin on his own.
Thank you, Mrs. Anderson.
Here, I don't want to be cross-examinated by him. I don't want to. You're the scum of the earth, you are, you poisoner.
Mrs. Anderson, you will answer the questions in as civil and as truthful a manner as you can. Whoever puts them to you. Yeah?
Mrs. Anderson, now, you said that Kevin came in before midnight.
Yeah.
How much before midnight?
I don't know. Must have been about 1:45.
Well, now, he left me at 9:30. Do you know why it took him 2 hours to get home?
I expect he was walking round and round in a daze after what you'd done to him.
Yes, quite. Now, according to you, he said this man had mucked him about.
That's what he said.
Can I suggest to you what he actually said was this man had been mucking about?
No, you don't get in that state just through mucking about.
Well, now, you told the court his exact words. Would you be so kind as to repeat them, please?
I'll never forget them to me dying day. He said, I don't want people like that interfering with me. Who does he think I am? I think he's a puff. And then he cried.
Those were his exact words.
There's no doubt about it.
Well, considering the fact that you said you'd never forget his words till your dying day, Mrs. Anderson, your memory must be very weak, because 2 minutes ago you repeated his exact words to this gentleman here, and they were very different.
Well, it's the same thing. It all comes to the same thing, that he'd been assaulted.
How old were you when Kevin was born, Mrs. Anderson?
I was 16.
And were you married at the time?
No.
Could you have chosen to have Kevin adopted?
Yeah, but I didn't. He was my kid. I done wrong and I had to see it through.
Now, when did he begin to stay out all night?
He's been doing it for years, I don't know.
And did you find that he was becoming demanding?
Yeah, but, well, I couldn't give him things other kids had because I didn't have a husband. I mean, nobody could have done enough for him. They all want the earth. I had to give him 50 pence a day to go to school.
You had to give him 50 pence a day?
Well, I'd been in trouble when he were little because he wouldn't go to school. He said he'd go missing if I didn't give it him.
So you had to pay him money each day to persuade him to go to school?
Well, a lot of mothers do on the estate. I mean, he's got to keep up with his mates, else he takes it out on me. You can't not give it him. You can't deny a child what he wants.
Did you try to give him everything that he wanted, Mrs. Anderson?
Oh, yeah.
Was there anything that you couldn't give him?
No. Well, only an electric organ, but we had nowhere to put it.
No. Was there anything else that you felt he couldn't get at home?
No.
Why do you think he went out so much?
Well, he's young. They want to enjoy themselves.
You think it's usual for kids to go out alone and stay out all night?
Well, they all do it, all his mates. I mean, they're all right, so long as they're left alone.
Could Kevin have been out looking for affection, Mrs. Anderson?
There's only one person can give him affection, and that's me, his mother. A kid don't want affection from nobody else. And not until he's ready to get married.
Now, is it not a fact that the one thing in his life that mainly was missing was a figure of authority, a man?
Not like you. A father, somebody normal.
Is it not possible, Mrs. Anderson, that a boy can realise what is missing in his life and go out and look for it?
No.
Did you know that he was a friend of Mr. Harmon?
Who's Mr. Harmon?
The gentleman over there, sitting in the benches?
No.
No. Now, you say you thought he went to places of amusement.
Yeah.
Arcades?
Yeah.
Do you think he might have fallen under bad influences there as well as at school?
I don't know, yeah.
Did you know that he went into pubs?
No, he doesn't. He's not old enough.
Now, the court has heard evidence that he does, or did, go into pubs.
Then it's a load of lies.
Did you know that also he used to sometimes stand on the slip road to the motorway, hitching lifts late at night?
He never...
No evidence of that so far, Mr. Tyler?
It will be given presently, my lord.
Oh, yeah?
Now, Mrs. Anderson, did you ever receive any letters from me?
Letters? Not that I know of.
Did you never receive a letter saying that I would like to come and talk to you about Kevin's progress at school?
I don't know. We get lots of letters. Rent, TV, electricity, housing. I can't remember everything that comes through the door.
You did not, on 3 separate occasions, receive letters from me requesting that I be allowed to come and see you, or that you come to see me about Kevin.
I don't know anything about it.
Then what happened to the letters? Did you burn them?
No, I don't know anything about no letters. I didn't want people from the school leering round my flat.
Did you receive the letters?
Yeah.
And did you choose not to come and see me?
Yeah.
Thank you, Mrs. Anderson.
Mrs. Anderson, what kind of a boy is Kevin?
Well, he's a good lad. Since my husband left, I've always had to rely on him.
Did he help you at home?
Oh, yeah, he was very good to me. Like when I had my operation. He looked after the little uns.
Well, can you tell us something more about your circumstances, Mrs. Anderson?
My son? Oh, yeah. My husband left us. He went back to Scotland when the baby were only 3 months old. He was my 4th. Baby.
This is no laughing matter. Yes, Mr. Rope.
Did you notice any change in your son's behaviour after he went to Greenacres Comprehensive School?
Yeah, I did.
What kind of a change was there in him?
He got worse.
In what way?
Well, he started giving me a load of lip, and he swore a lot. I couldn't control him. They seem to let him do what they like at the school. There's a lot of rubbish goes there, bad company like.
Do you think he came under the influence of any individual?
He liked David Essex.
Oh, no, Mrs. Anderson, dear. You missed my point. Did you think that he was being influenced at school?
Well, somewhat were affecting him. I mean, I thought it were his age. He was so defiant. But somebody was putting ideas in his head. I mean, he used to be kind and good to me. But then he just didn't want to know. Lately, like, where all these things were going on.
Well, now, Mrs. Anderson, we are all here to ascertain exactly what was going on. You just answer the questions put to you as briefly as you can. And if you don't know the answer, say, I don't know.
I don't know.
Had you ever been to Kevin's new school?
What for?
Well, didn't you ever wonder how he was getting on?
Well, no, it worried me. I wanted him to leave. I didn't think he was learning anything.
Obviously, Mrs. Anderson, you are a very busy mother. You have great problems in bringing up your family. Now, would it be fair to say that there were times at which you could not keep as close an eye on Kevin as you would have wished to have done?
Yeah, definitely.
And at such times, when you were busy with the other children, would it have been possible for Kevin to fall prey to some individual without your knowing about it?
Yeah. I've got 3 little children, you see. One of them's still in nappies. I mean, even Barry, he's 8 and he can't tie his shoelaces. He has to go to a backward school. I feel tied to that house as if I was on a bit of rope. Kevin used to be the one who helped me. I mean, I couldn't shadow him all over the town. I've got too much to do. And you can't tie them down when they get to be 14 or 15. And they want money. I mean, I even did a little job because he wanted things. I gave him all I could. I even bought him a puppy, but it got run over. I've done my best.
Yes. Thank you, Mrs. Anderson. Kevin, will you tell the court exactly what happened on August the 25th of last year?
Well, we went to the fair, me and Colin. It was a bank holiday and there was nothing to do. So I asked Colin if he'd take me to the fair. And we went, and we had a nice day. Then I didn't want to go home, so I asked him if we could go back to the flat for some tea. I didn't want to go home, because I knew if I did, she'd make me sit with the kids while she went out. And I told Colin, and I thought he understood. and he put his arm around my shoulder.
And then what happened?
He started messing about with me.
What happened exactly?
I told him I didn't want to.
Yes? You didn't want to what?
Do anything that might look bent.
What does bent mean to you?
Well, queer, homosexual.
Would you describe in your own words exactly what Mr. Tyler did to you?
Well, we were having a fight.
A fight? Were you quarrelling?
No, a friendly fight, like wrestling.
Where were you wrestling?
All round the room, on the floor.
What happened during the course of this wrestling?
He took hold of me where he shouldn't. He took hold of what I go to the toilet with, and then he rubbed himself against me.
How did you feel about what was happening?
I was upset. I never thought Colin would do a thing like that. I thought he just wanted me to be his mate. And I thought, that spoilt the day. And we'd had a nice day up until then.
Now, you say you felt upset. Did you show that you were upset?
Yeah. I said to Colin I'd got to go. I said I couldn't stay if that sort of thing was going to happen. And then he had a coke and I went.
How long were you in the flat altogether that evening?
From about 6 till 9:30.
Were there any other callers?
Yeah. A lady knocked at the door.
And do you know that lady?
Yeah.
Who was she?
Mrs. Harmon.
Mrs. Harmon, yes. Did she come into the flat?
No.
Why not?
I don't know.
What were you doing when she knocked at the door?
We were mucking about.
Did you speak to her?
Yeah.
Did she say, I should think you would want to get some clothes on?
Yes, she did.
What were you wearing at the time?
Well, I'd taken my shirt off while we were wrestling because I was hot.
Whose idea was it that you should take your shirt off?
Colin's. He said it might get torn if I kept it on.
Now, Kevin, you said that you felt very upset. When you left Mr. Tyler's flat, did you tell anyone what had happened?
Yeah. I went to the disco mart first, and I told Malcolm, Mr. Harmon, about it. And he said I'd got to calm down and go home. So I did. Then I went and told my mum.
And what did you say to your mother?
I said, I don't want anybody trying things on with me. I ain't a puff.
Thank you, Kevin.
Now, Kevin, we've heard a lot about what happened in the early part of the evening of August the 25th. Now, when you left my flat, you went to Mr. Harmon's discotheque, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yes. And then you went home.
Yeah.
You were upset, weren't you?
Yeah.
Now, after you told your mother everything, did you go to bed?
No.
I see. So, perhaps you stayed up and listened to the radio?
No.
Well, what did you do then, Kevin?
I went out.
At midnight?
Yeah.
Where did you go?
I went to Warrington.
And how did you get there?
I hitched a lift on the motorway.
Strange sort of thing to do, isn't it, if you were so upset?
No. Well, you see, I heard there was a pop festival there, but I couldn't find it. So I went into a cafe, and then I got a lift home in a lorry.
And what time did you get home for the second time that night?
I don't know. It was light, though.
I see. Now, Kevin, will you tell the court when you first met me?
When I came to Greenacre School, in your class.
And what subject did you like best?
History.
Why?
Because it was interesting.
Do you remember the first time that you stopped back to talk to me at school?
Yeah.
Did I ask you to stay behind?
No.
So why did you?
I wanted to talk to you.
Yes. Now, do you remember what you wanted to talk to me about?
Yeah.
Did you want to talk about history?
No.
So...
Only a little bit.
What did we talk about?
Things at home.
Now, did you tell me that you were very unhappy at home?
Yeah.
Did you tell me that you were thinking of leaving home?
Yeah.
And did I advise you to do so?
No. You said I had to stay at home and look after my mum.
Now, do you know if your mother ever received any letters from school written by me?
Yes, she did.
Did she read them?
She can't read. I read them to her.
So, you know what they were about?
Yeah. They were about option choices and stuff like that, going out on school trips.
And what was your mother's reaction to those?
She wasn't interested. She said, trips? You can trip arse over heels for all I care.
Did you ever feel as a child that you missed having a father?
No. I only knew her husband.
You mean your stepfather?
She made me call him Uncle.
Did you ever seek the friendship of older people?
No.
Did you spend a lot of time in the Disco Mart record shop in the precinct?
A fair bit, on Saturdays.
And did you meet Mr. Harmon there?
Yeah.
Would you say that he had been a friend?
Yeah. Well, he helped me to find records and stuff like that.
And would you say that he was still your friend?
No.
And why is that, Kevin?
You should know. You said that I hadn't got to see Malcolm because I was in your class, and you were worried about your job, being a teacher and that.
Did you ever have a sexual relationship with him?
No.
Did you ever have adults making sexual advances to you?
You know I have.
And how do I know, Kevin?
I told you. I told you everything.
And did I approve or did I condemn it?
No. You said it wasn't right. You said it might damage me psychologically.
Now, Kevin, will you tell the court a little bit about the kind of sexual encounters you had with those people?
Well, it only happened once or twice, when I didn't want to go home. Sometimes, when I got lifts, people used to offer me money. But I never took it.
And what did these people want from you?
They wanted to cuddle me and that.
Did you let them?
Sometimes.
Did you like it?
No. I don't know.
Now, do you remember the evening of November the 15th, 1974? That was the evening that you met Mr. Harmon in the Wimpy Bar.
Yeah.
Now, what did you learn from Mr. Harmon on that day?
That he didn't want to see me anymore.
Did he give a reason for it?
Yeah. He said if he continued to see me, he might get carried away.
Oh, did he give any other reasons for that?
That was the first time I learned he lived in the same flat with you. And because I was in your class, it might make things more difficult. And he didn't want to get you into any trouble.
Now, how did the evening end?
Well, you came into the Wimpy, and you suggested it might be more comfortable and sensible if we went back to the flat and talked about things.
As a result of the discussion we had back at the flat, was it agreed that you should cease seeing Mr. Harmon?
Yeah.
Now, Kevin, what happened the following evening?
I came round to the flat.
Why did you do that?
Because I wanted to see you.
Why?
Because I thought you wanted to see me.
And what made you think that, Kevin?
Well, I thought you stopped me seeing Mr. Harmon so that I could come and see you instead.
Now, when you called at the flat that following evening, on November the 16th, did I invite you in?
No.
Why was that?
You thought it wasn't right.
So what happened?
I went home.
When was the first time that you saw me outside school, apart from the 15th and 16th of November 1974?
I can't remember. But it was after Christmas.
Did we go anywhere alone?
No.
Would you tell the court where we went?
We went on trips. History trips, stuff like that. Seeing old buildings. And we went to London to the British Museum.
Were we ever alone?
No.
Now, did you ever come and talk to me at school alone?
Yeah.
When?
After class, in the dinner hour.
You looked upon me as somebody you could talk to.
Yeah.
You thought of me as a friend as well as a school teacher.
Yeah.
Now, how did it come about that we went out together alone? Do you remember?
Yeah.
Or will you tell the court?
Well, I came to you on the last day of term. And I said I didn't know I was going to get through the summer holidays. I said I hated the holidays. And I asked you to take me out somewhere. I said that I was scared of being on my own.
Now, although we went out together alone several times, did I ever ask you to go with me?
No.
Did you ever come back to the flat?
No. Only after the fair.
And then, did I invite you?
No, I asked.
Now, Kevin, will you tell the court what happened on the evening of August the 25th when we got back to the flat?
Well, we had some tea, and then we had a fight. Then there was a knock at the door, and it was Mrs. Harmon. And then she went away, and then we started fighting again.
Do you remember what caused the second fight?
Yeah. You were taking the mickey out of me, calling me skinny and that, so I gave you a thump, and you were a bit annoyed. And I got fed up, and I said I was depressed, and you put your arm around me. Well, I didn't mind that. And then I told you to get off, and we started fighting again. And we were wrestling on the bed, and you did what I said. What I said to the other man.
Now, Kevin, what did I actually do?
I've told him. You were holding me. Down there.
And could that not have been by accident in the fight?
No. It was too much on purpose. I felt you wanted to do something that I didn't want to do. And I felt that all that stuff about you being my mate was a load of rubbish.
Why didn't you tell me you thought I was doing something wrong?
I felt choked off.
Exactly. You reacted to an accident because you felt choked off, and you thought that I'd assaulted you later.
No, I didn't. I
You
know
worked
what
yourself
happened.
up because you got depressed, that you talked to Mr. Harmon, and you thought the best way you could get back at me was to accuse me.
No.
But you knew you would hurt me if you went on telling people what you imagined had happened.
Yeah, I didn't care. I'm not Benson, you are.
Thank you, Kevin.
Yes, my lord, I should like to re-examine this witness. Kevin, you said you first met Mr. Tyler at school.
Yeah.
What was your impression of him?
I don't know.
Well, did you like him?
Yeah.
And what did you like about him?
He made us laugh. He was strict, but you could have a laugh with him.
Now, you said that he took you and your school friends out to visit museums and historic buildings and so on. Can you remember the first time you ever went out alone with him?
Yeah, we went ice skating.
Ice skating?
Yeah, we went to Manchester.
Did you feel that your relationship with Mr. Tyler was some way out of the ordinary then?
No.
Well, is it quite ordinary for a school teacher to take a single child out to a city 20 miles away for an evening?
No, not really.
Was there then something unusual in your relationship with Mr. Tyler?
I didn't notice it if there was.
Well, was there a point at which you became aware that Mr. Tyler wanted something from you which was improper?
I know what you mean. I'm not a child. You don't have to talk to me like that.
Mr. Roper is doing his best to avoid your embarrassment. Just answer the question.
I'm sorry. I can't remember.
Was there a time when you began to suspect that Mr. Tyler was interested in you sexually?
Yeah,
When was that?
when he told me about it.
He told you about it?
Yeah,
When was that?
beginning of the summer holidays last year.
And you continued to go on seeing him?
Yeah,
Why?
I didn't see any reason not to.
Were you not afraid that he might assault you?
No.
I see. Yes, Mr. Roper.
Did you know it was wrong?
Yeah.
Did he assault you?
Yes, he did.
Thank you, Kevin.
The cases in Fulchester Crown Court are fictional, but the jury is made up of members of the public. Join us tomorrow for the final part of this case. Colin Tyler, a schoolteacher, is accused of indecent assault upon one of his pupils on August the 25th last year. The boy, Kevin Anderson, who is now 16, was in his history class at Greenacres Comprehensive School. Colin Tyler has elected to conduct his own defence and is calling as a character witness Ernest Baldwin, head of the history department at the school, and Colin Tyler has worked as his deputy since he left training college.
Mr. Baldwin, how long have you known me?
8 years.
Now, in that 8 years, have you ever had cause to suspect that my relationships with the pupils could be characterised by anything other than the utmost propriety?
None at all, no. I've always considered you to be an exemplary teacher. And I've always found the way you conducted yourself towards children to be wise, mature, and correct.
Now, will you tell the court if you formed any impression of the boy Kevin Anderson?
Yes, I did. Yes, it seemed to me that he was a boy of above average ability, from a background which was not, I felt, calculated to allow him to develop to the full his intellectual ability. He obviously clamoured for attention, and he spent a great deal of his time trying to ingratiate himself with male members of staff. Well, perhaps ingratiate is too strong a word. He had great needs which were clearly unrecognized. He sought attention. He was emotionally immature.
Now, do you remember a conversation that we had in October 1974, as a result of which it was suggested that I should counsel the boy, since it seemed that he had already made a confidant of me?
Yes, I do, indeed.
From whom did that suggestion come, please?
Oh, I made the suggestion with the concurrence of the headmaster.
And what reasons prompted you to make that suggestion?
Well, I felt there was a danger of the boy becoming a drifter. He was inclined to be rather emotional, and he was conspicuously overcompensating with some of his fellow pupils. He was not popular. No, he had what seemed to me a terrible need for approval and didn't seem to know how to achieve it.
Now, do you know if his mother was informed of the school's concern?
Oh, yes, by letter.
Do you know what her reply was?
Oh, she made no reply. Well, this meant, of course, that we were unable to refer him to an outside agency, such as Child Guidance. But it was agreed that if he chose to talk to you, then you should make it clear that you were available.
And did you notice a change in the boy's behaviour over time?
Yes, he appeared to become more self-reliant, partly due, I must confess, to the natural processes of maturation, but also, partly, I am convinced, to the beneficent influences under which he came.
Mr. Baldwin, were you aware of the extramural activities that I undertook in the evenings and during school holidays?
Oh, indeed I was, yes, and very grateful I was to you that you should do so.
Thank you, Mr. Baldwin.
Yes, Mr. Baldwin. Now, would it have been possible for Mr. Tyler to give you the impression that he was acting altruistically, and yet at the same time to have behaved in a very different way with the boy himself?
That would have required a duplicity which is not in Mr. Tyler's character.
But would it have been possible?
It would, but it was not probable.
Thank you, Mr. Baldwin. Do you know Mr. Tyler, socially?
Oh, yes, yes, he's been to my house on a number of occasions for dinner with my family. We once went to the theatre together.
Oh, well, did you know that he regularly visited a pub called the Greyhound?
No.
Isn't there, then, a large part of his life about which you know absolutely nothing?
In some areas, yes.
Did you know he was homosexual?
Oh, yes.
Really?
Yes.
And yet, you saw fit to suggest that he should counsel a 15-year-old boy. A boy whom you yourself have described as being over-emotional and who tried to ingratiate himself with male members of staff?
Yes, sir, I did. I had and have no reason to suppose that Mr. Tyler's conduct would be anything other than properly professional. I feel it is a vulgar error to assume that homosexual teachers are more likely than their heterosexual counterparts to be attracted to their pupils. In fact, I would fear more for the potential danger to girl pupils from male teachers. And even this fear is so residual as to be of no consequence in one's daily business with other members of staff.
You encouraged a homosexual to counsel an insecure boy. A boy uncertain of his identity and his role in the world.
Yes, and I have no reason to be apprehensive about such a decision.
How very unusual. I wonder how many of the parents of your pupils would share such latitudinarian views.
Yes?
Alas, sir, it is not possible for me to canvass opinions from everyone before carrying out decisions in connection with my professional duties.
No, Mr. Tyler?
No, no more questions, my lord.
Thank you, Mr. Baldwin. You may leave the witness box. Now then, Mr. Tyler, as you are conducting your own defence, which you have every right to do, there are now a number of courses open to you. You may remain absolutely silent, or you may make a statement from where you are without taking the oath, in which case you cannot be cross-examined. Or you may come to the witness box, be sworn, and give your evidence, which will then be subject to cross-examination by learned counsel for the prosecution. Can you tell me which course you propose to adopt?
Yes, my lord. I wish to give evidence under oath.
Very well. Now, I must advise you as to what you may and may not say. If I feel that you depart in any way from matters germane to the charge, I shall stop you. But on the other hand, if you feel uncertain about any matter of procedure, you must stop and ask me for guidance, which I shall give you. Now, try to give your evidence as simply and as succinctly as you can.
I have never concealed from my peers the fact that I am homosexual. I did not divulge this to children. It does not seem to me to have any place in my professional relationships. And I have never favored boys against girls. Very soon after Kevin came into my class, I became aware that I had kindled an interest in him. Now, this is not unusual. There are some children, albeit few and far between, who are emotionally disturbed or damaged and who are quite unaware of the clearest rejection of their instincts for affection and warm, caring relationships. Kevin Anderson was such a boy. Now, it was clear to many people, including senior staff, that what Kevin wanted was attention. Not in an idle or casual way, but in a very determined and quite unusually desperate fashion, which almost amounted to an obsession. It was at my insistence that he finished his relationship with Malcolm Harmon. This caused an unfortunate result, in that it caused him to transfer his affections to me. He saw me every day at school. He began to lay an ambush for me. Now, I am not suggesting that he was implementing a self-conscious and carefully prepared plan. In every way, he was quite unaware of the implications of what he was doing. But I felt his eyes upon me, continually. I was not attracted to Kevin, but I did develop a fascination for his persistence. Now, I know this may seem fanciful to you, but the image that has been presented of me in this court as a calculating man abusing his position is very far from the truth. It must not be forgotten that this boy, illegitimate, fatherless, endowed with an above-average intelligence, was born into a household that could afford him no stimulus to his intellect, no outlet for his emotions. Now, this does not mean that his mother was in any way blameworthy. She herself was faced with a situation of almost total despair. No resources, no support, and 3 young, dependent children. She turned to Kevin for a help which he could not give. Can you imagine the desperation of a 15-year-old boy asked to provide the role of substitute father and emotional support to a mother when the very things that he himself needed were the support and authority of a father? Now, I thought that I might be able to provide some of the strength that he needed. Unfortunately, I overestimated my own morality and became deeply involved, emotionally, with Kevin. If such a relationship is improper, where does the impropriety lie? Is it better for a boy to wander the streets of a city alone than to be under the tutelage of a caring relationship which can provide warmth and stability? If this boy has been assaulted, it has been by circumstances. It has been by the pressures of a society that can offer only material goods as a substitute for human relationships. Now, I do not deny that I have benefited from providing him with some of the things he needed. But I do deny most vehemently that any part of my behavior has anything to do with indecency. The true indecencies lie elsewhere.
Yes, but society is not on trial here today, Mr. Tyler. I am aware that there are some aspects of this case which belong more to the area of morality than the law, but you must confine yourself to giving evidence in rebuttal of the offence for which you stand arraigned.
I admit that I committed an act of folly in acceding to the boy's request to come back with me to the flat that night. But as soon as I realized my error of judgment, I tried to redeem it as best I could. Now, the court has heard that Kevin was upset. Indeed, he was upset, but he was upset long before he came back to the flat that night. He was upset on the very first day that I met him. Surely it is the act of an emotionally disturbed young man to hitchhike down the motorway alone looking for a pop festival on the very night that he alleges that I assaulted him. I deny that any such assault took place on that or on any other occasion, and I submit that the alleged assault is the construct of the imagination of a very lonely and a very unhappy boy. And that is all I have to say.
Mr. Tyler, you admit, of course, that your interest in the boy was sexual.
Yes.
And yet you allowed this relationship to flourish.
I did not stop it.
Well, would it not have been wiser, if you had known of your own potential weakness, to have truncated all but the most unavoidable professional contacts?
No.
Well, please explain, then, why you failed to adopt a course that most people will consider wiser in the circumstances.
I felt that the consequences of adopting such a course would be more damaging to the boy than my continued interest in him.
Yes, but could anything have been more damaging to a 15-year-old boy than to be taken off to the flat of a self-confessed homosexual, a sophisticated man, and there to be subjected to a wrestling match under the cloak of which that older man derived sexual gratification?
It was not damaging. It did not happen.
Did you seek to arouse the boy?
No.
But you did touch his private parts?
No.
Yes or no?
Yes, but it was not deliberate.
Mr. Tyler, you were alone with a boy in a flat. You as a homosexual. The boy whom you admit to being interested in sexually. The boy had removed some of his clothing, which was at your suggestion. And you touched his private parts, and you asked us to believe that that was unintentional.
Yes, we were wrestling.
Well, why would a man of 33 wrestle with a 15-year-old boy?
We enjoyed each other's company.
Yes, but apparently on this occasion one of you didn't.
Yes.
Kevin was aware that your interest in him was sexual.
Yes.
Why did you go back to the flat after you'd been to the fair?
Kevin didn't want to go home. He wanted to come home with me.
Well, on previous occasions you say that you had refused to allow the boy into the flat, yet on this occasion you deemed the time was suitable.
Yes.
Suitable for what? For making sexual advances to him?
No, he wanted to talk.
Oh, he wanted to talk, I see. But had you not had the whole day at the fair together to talk in?
He wanted to talk quietly.
You wanted to talk to him about sex?
No.
But you did talk about sex?
Yes, a little.
Why?
Because Kevin wanted to talk about it. I never forbade Kevin to talk about anything he wanted to talk about.
Mr. Tyler, what you're asking us to accept is this. That you developed a relationship with this boy, which, quite frankly, was based upon sexual interest, and yet you altruistically refrained from expressing this interest until one day you just happened to be wrestling on a bed and you inadvertently touched his private parts and then you immediately desisted?
That is what happened.
On the night of November the 15th, 1974, you just happened to be standing outside the Wimpy Bar where Kevin was meeting Mr. Harmon.
No, I wasn't outside the Wimpy Bar by chance.
Oh, why were you there then?
I doubted Mr. Harmon's resolution in breaking off his friendship with Kevin.
But why did it concern you so closely that you felt it necessary to spy on that meeting?
I wanted him to finish his friendship with Kevin.
Why was that?
Because I felt it was an embarrassment.
To whom?
To me.
Yes, but why should you have been embarrassed? Was the friendship between Kevin and Mr. Harmon a sexual one?
No.
Well, then why should it be so important to you that their friendship should cease?
I was his teacher and I was living with Mr. Harmon at the time.
You were jealous?
Yes, in a way. I did not want my private life to mix with my professional life.
Yet you maintained an interest in this boy for a whole year while you were teaching him. Is not that allowing your professional and your private life to mix?
I did not wish my relationship with Mr. Harmon, which was sexual, to have anything to do with my professional relationships with my children, which were not sexual.
I see. Now, when you intervened in the meeting between Kevin and Mr. Harmon, why did you suggest you should go back to your flat?
Well, it was a very tense situation, and I didn't think a Wimpy Bar was a private enough place for such a conversation.
Now, how long did you remain together talking out the implications of this relationship?
About an hour.
And then the boy left?
Yes.
Was the outcome of this discussion to your satisfaction?
Yes.
Well, does that mean, in effect, that the boy was to cease to be Mr. Harmon's friend and merely be your pupil?
Yes.
Did the boy know where you lived before you went back to the flat?
Oh, no.
Well, could Kevin have interpreted the invitation as a way of finding out where you lived?
I don't think so.
What happened the following night?
He came again.
He did, of course, by that time know where you lived.
Yes.
How convenient. During this bout of wrestling on August the 25th, how did it come about that you found your way to the bed?
Well, it was the most comfortable place.
Comfortable for what?
For wrestling.
Did you wrestle as a means of establishing physical contact?
It was a means of communicating.
Of communicating sexually?
No.
Did you at any time remove any clothing?
No.
Did Kevin remove any clothing?
No. Yes, of course he did. He took his shirt off. It was very warm in the flat.
Why did the fighting stop?
Kevin asked me to stop.
To stop what? Putting your hands on his private parts?
To stop fighting.
But you did put your hands on his private parts.
I may have done, but it was unintentional.
Were you sexually aroused at the time?
Yes, that's why I stopped.
And the boy was aware of your state of sexual arousal?
Yes.
Thank you, Mr. Tyler. I have no further questions. My lord. Members of the jury. This man, Colin Tyler, a mature man of quite evidently great intelligence, not only failed to measure up to the standards that we require of his position, but also used that position, a position of great trust, to further his own sexual ends. He deliberately developed a relationship with a child in his care, part of which he himself has admitted was sexual. Now, we have heard how he became interested in the boy, how he became jealous of his own lover, how he took the boy back to his flat, how he invited the boy to remove some clothing, how he indulged in horseplay with the boy, and finally, how he touched the boy's private parts and rubbed himself against him. And this is a man who has advised the boy himself to avoid contacts with homosexuals because it could damage him psychologically. Now, Tyler has admitted that he was sexually interested in the boy. He has admitted that he was sexually aroused at the time. He has admitted that he touched the boy's private parts. He has admitted that the boy himself was distressed, and yet he claims that this touching was inadvertent. Now, surely the evidence can lead to only one conclusion, that this man is guilty of an indecent assault upon Kevin Anderson.
Members of the jury, I have never sought to conceal that I was, and am, deeply concerned about a boy who lacked what all young people most need, care and affection. I concede that part of my interest was sexual, but that no part of my behavior was at any time intentionally so. I submit that a lonely and unloved boy unwittingly tried to tempt me beyond the bounds of what is professionally permitted, and on one occasion almost succeeded. But as soon as I realized what might happen, I did indeed desist. Not merely because it would be against the law, but because it would have given pain to someone whose welfare most deeply concerns me. That my actions were ill-advised, I concede. But I submit that there has been no evidence given by anyone in this court to indicate guilt of an offence punishable by law. You must therefore acquit me of this charge.
No chance! Put you in prison! Get your hands off me! Disgusting,
If there is anyone else here minded to repeat behaviour of that sort, let them be moved, that I shall regard it as a contempt of court. And members of the jury, you will, of course, realise that you mustn't allow yourselves to be affected by other people's prejudices. Now, members of the jury, the accused, as you know, is charged with indecent assault. That is, the deliberate touching of another person with indecent associations. The prosecution allege that the accused intentionally touched the private parts of the boy Kevin Anderson. Well, that, you may think, would amount to indecent assault. The accused claims that any such touching was unintentional, by accident, in which case, of course, plainly, he would not be guilty of indecent assault. That's what you've got to decide. That's all you're concerned with, really. The events of the... August the 25th of last year at the accused flat. You are not directly concerned with whether or not the boy came from a caring home, whether or not the accused caused Mr. Harmon to leave his wife, though this background information may assist you in deciding whether or not someone had a reason for lying, someone had lied or misrepresented the facts. But what finally you must resolve is the conflict of evidence between the accused and the boy, Kevin Anderson. And you must beware of coming to the conclusion that as the accused has admitted that he is a homosexual, he would be incapable of restraining himself from taking advantage of the boy. The one thing doesn't necessarily follow the other. But if you believe the evidence of Kevin Anderson, then in this case, you must come to the conclusion that the accused did take advantage of the boy, and you must convict. Remember, the prosecution must prove their case to your entire satisfaction. If they fail to do so, then you will return a verdict of not guilty. Will you now please retire, elect a foreman to speak for you on your return, and consider your verdict?
Members of the jury, will your foreman please rise? Just answer the question, yes or no. Have you reached a verdict to which you're all agreed?
Yes.
Do you find the defendant, Colin Tyler, guilty or not guilty on the charge of indecent assault?
Not guilty.
Well, Mr. Tyler, you are discharged. Free to leave the court.
All stand.
The cases in Fulchester Crown Court are fictional, but the jury is made up of members of the public. Our cameras will return to bring you another leading case in the Crown Court.